Good morning, students. I welcome you all to our today's robotics session. Today we are going to make an activity indicator. If you remember, we have done similar activity in our challenge day also. In challenge day, we have tried to make our room smart, fine, by turning on the alarm when someone is opening the door, or turning on the alarm when someone is trying to open your drawer, right? So it is an extension. This activity is extension of the same. So whatever you are doing in your room, that will be indicated by the activity indicator which is fitted on your door. Fine, let me explain you more about it. So it will look like this a bit. Fine, this is a circle and a motor is fitted here to control the movement of this pointer. And you can just mention the activities like sleeping, tinkering, studying, or playing on this indicator. So we are going to use all 7 elements of the Plasmo kit in our today's activity. That is color, motion, distance, light, music, display, and motor. But how? Because I'm combining both the activities, that is a smart room and an activity indicator. Fine. So color sensor we had used to sense the darkness so that the light can turn on automatically. Motion sensor will be fitted on the door of our room, because when someone will enter our room, we will come to know through the alarm. And next is the distance element we are going to put in the drawer. So when someone is going to open that drawer, that some kind of alarm should be displayed. Fine. Next is music is used to play the alarm. Then display, if you remember, we had displayed a smiley when we want to disable the alarm, and a lock when we want to enable the alarm. And motor that is being used in our today's activity, that is activity indicator, to control the movement of this pointer. I hope you understood all the functions of all the 7 elements. Now let us discuss how we are going to display the activity which we are doing. Now we are going to use variables in our today's session. We are going to define a variable and we are going to give the value as 0 to our one activity. For example, playing 0, sleeping 1, tinkering 2, and studying 3. Fine. And initially our pointer will be at our variable we are going to set at 0. And now for example, you are doing now tinkering. So for tinkering, what you have to do is the pointer has to move 180 degrees. 180 degrees, that means the motor has to rotate the half rotation. So we are going to control it through the programming. And then if you are on sleeping, for example, and you have to go to tinkering, so that means the motor has to cover quarter rotation. And if you are already on tinkering and you have to if you are already on sleeping and you have to now go to tinker, so what you are going to do is we have to do one half rotation and one quarter rotation. So let us see how we are going to do the same in our programming. Now this program you are already familiar with, because we have done the similar kind of thing in our challenge day 2. When the program starts, set the alarm to false. We are going to enable the alarm or disable the alarm according to our requirement. So one variable for the alarm, and the second variable, as I already told you, we are going to use it for the position of the hand, which is indicating our activity. So that is to 0. So first of all, when the switch is turned off, that means we are going to make a switch to enable the alarm or to disable the alarm. So when the switch is turned off, the alarm should be off and display should be a smiley. And when the switch is turned on, the alarm should be true and display should be a lock. Fine. Now second one, when the object goes away from the distance, that means when someone is opening the drawer and the alarm is on, then some kind of alarm should be played. Similarly for the door, when motion sensor is sensing something and the alarm is on, then play the other kind of alarm, that is the alarm 1 and alarm 2. Then the third thing we had covered was the color sensor. When the color sensor is sensing the darkness, the light should be turned on, and when light off, this is a button we are going to make in our app, and when that button is clicked off, then the light will be turned off. Fine. Now let's come to our activity indicator. So this is the main part we are going to do today. So when studying is clicked, because we are going to make different buttons in our app, fine, like studying, playing, tinkering, sleeping, and many more you can make on your own. So when studying is clicked and if the hand position is on 0. Now if you remember, we had given the number to studying as 3. Fine. So what we have to do is, now initially if it is as 0, then to go to 3, if you remember, I will show you again. See. So if you are on studying, that is 3. Fine. So initially we are at 0. So what we have to do is we have to cover one half rotation and one quarter rotation. Fine. And let us see what it will do according to the program. So if it is at 0, it has to cover half and quarter. If it is at 1, then it has to cover only half. If it is at 2, then it has to cover only quarter. And again, set the hand position to 3. Now similar kind of commands we are going to use for playing, tinkering and sleeping. For playing we have given 0. For tinkering we have given 2. And for sleeping we have given 1. So I have done it for the 4 activities, but you can do it for other activities also. Fine. So let us try to make the similar program now in the Plasmo software. Okay, so when you open the Plasmo software, the interface will look like this. So the first command is, when the program starts, then we have to define the variables. So we are going to take 2 variables. First is alarm. So I'm going to rename my variable. So it is alarm on. And I don't want the variable here 0. I want the condition as true or false. So I'm going to take the condition from here, and initially we are going to set it to false. Now we are going to take one more variable for the position of the hand. So here I'm going to take one more variable, and again I'm going to rename, and here it is hand position. Fine. So initially it is 0. Now, as I told you, we are going to take all 7 components, fine, today of the Plasmo kit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the 7 elements, so it will be easy for us to make it in the to write the program. So light, then display, then motion, music, motor, then color. Okay, so I'm going to close it for some time so that we can arrange our all the elements. And the last one is distance. Okay, then we are going to take distance also. Okay, so all 7 elements are there now. So now let's go to now app design. Fine. So in app design, we are going to make a switch first of all. Fine. So here we are going to add a switch to enable the alarm. So here we can just rename it, for example, now alarm. Fine. And then we are going to add one button to turn off the light. So here I'm going to name it light off. Fine. So now this button, okay, so we have to just personalize this button, and here we can just say again off, LED off. Fine. Now and then we have to add 4 more buttons for our 4 activities. Fine. So here I'm clicking and I'm going to give it name as playing. Playing. Then I'm going to take, similarly, I'm going to make all 4 buttons. Okay, so now all 4 buttons are made. Now let's give it a heading as an activity indicator. So to give the headings, if you remember, we generally use labels. So I'm going to use a label and I'm going to give it a name as label heading. Okay, and I'm going to give here activity indicator. We can personalize this. And accordingly we can shift the buttons, or otherwise it's better to reduce the height only. So I'm going to edit it and I'm going to keep it as 50 only. Activity indicate. And one more thing I want to do is I don't want any borders here. So I don't want border color also. Font size we can increase to 20. Okay, now let's change something about the background. So when you click on this and we will edit, we are going to make a background color. Background color I'm going to take like this, for example, and a pattern. Right? So our app design is ready as well as our simulator is ready. Now let's go to the programming part. So I'm going to hide the app design as well as the simulator. So when the program starts, we have defined 2 variables. Now, first thing is when the switch is on. So we have to go to expand app category to enable the alarm. So when switch alarm is turned on, we have to again take a condition that if the alarm is true. So to take that condition, we have to go to expand controls category. If so, here alarm on is, so here I have to take now true. True, fine. Okay. So here I have to first set the alarm to on. I'm so sorry. So let us take that condition variable. So set the alarm to true. Fine. So set the alarm to true and we have to display. So we have to go to display and I have to display here a lock. So let me explore the lock. So it is here. Fine. And we have to clear display also in the beginning only. So I'm going to take it here. Fine. And now I'm going to duplicate it. So when the alarm is turned off, set the alarm to false and here the smiley will come. Fine. So this is the control of the switch to enable the alarm. Now next is when the motion sensor is moving. So again I have to go to motion sensor. Fine. So the first is when the motion sensor is moving, then what to do? If we have to check whether the alarm is enabled or not. If it is enabled, then we have to play the alarm. So play alarm 1. Right? Now we are going to go to the drawer. So when object goes away, and similar condition we are going to take there, that if the alarm is enabled, we have to play alarm, some other kind of alarm. For example, I'm taking alarm 2. I hope it is clear. Now we are going to go to the color sensor because we have to sense the darkness now. So when sim color senses darkness, now we have to go to light, turn the light on. Fine. And now we are going to control the buttons or switches which we have made in our app design. So now you to turn off the light, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the button now, that when the LED off is clicked, turn the light off. So we are going to go to light now and turn the light off. Fine. I hope it is clear till here. So this was exactly the statement of the challenge day 2. Now we are going to start with the activity indicator. So now for the activity indicator, what we have to do is we have to take again buttons. So I'm going to go to expand control category, button. So whenever playing is clicked, for example, fine. So whenever playing is clicked, and now we have to check the condition that if the hand position is this, what to do. Fine. So now I'm going to go to condition again. If the hand, now I'm going to take this first, and here I'm going to take hand position. If hand position is equal to 1, for example, done. So if hand position is 1, we have to rotate the motor. So we have to go to expand element category, and now we have to see half and quarter. So here now we are taking only one direction clockwise. Fine. So it is first by half and then by quarter. Again duplicate, and here it is quarter. Fine, in the anti-clockwise direction. Now if you see here, I have to take else. Fine. So now again I will take here, duplicate. If the hand position is at 2, what to do then? So here I will say 2, then it has to take only half rotation. Fine. So I'm going to duplicate. Fine. Now again one more else if I want. Again duplicate. And if now the hand position is 3, now why I'm taking only 1 to 3, because initially we have given the reading value to playing as 0 only. So what to do when it is on the other 3 positions? So now it has to do only a quarter rotation. So it is coming like this, and then finally we have to set the variable as the final value, that is 0. So now because playing is 0, so set playing to set hand position to 0. I hope it is clear. So similarly, this is the loop for the playing. Now when I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to, for example, now do the same for the studying. For example, now studying kill, if you remember, our hand position is 3 initially. So I'm going to take it as 3 first of all. 3. Fine. And then if the hand position is 0, then it has to take 3/4, that is half plus quarter. Then if it is on 1, and then on 2. Fine. So this is again an easy part, because once one loop is ready, you can just duplicate it and make some changes, and the loop will be ready for the other activity. Fine. So let's duplicate again. Let us do it for the tinkering and sleeping also. So let us tinkering. Tinkering के लिए we had given the position as 2, if you remember. So initially I'm going to do this as 2. And then here as 0. Then again it is 1. And here it is 3, because 2 is already there. Now if you see from 0, 1, 2, 3, if you remember, and you just try to just imagine that how will it rotate. When it is at 0, it has to go to 3. So it has to take only a how much rotation? For 3/4, then again half, then again quarter. Fine. I hope you understood this concept. So you can duplicate the things and you can carry on yourself. Now I'm going to show the things like how they will look like in the hardware system. Okay, so before showing in the hardware, let us check whether it is working in the simulator. Fine. So I'm going to open the app design and I'm going to open the simulator also. Let us hide the code area so that it will be easy to see all the components together. Right? Okay. So the first of all, let us enable the alarm. So alarm, when I'm going to click on moving, that is the door is opening. Okay, let me start the execution first. Now let us enable. Okay, because the alarm is enabled, so the lock will be displayed, and when the motion sensor will start moving, you will just listen the music. And now when I'm going to click on the darkness, for example, now here the color sensor is sensing the darkness, the light is turned on, and if it is off, fine. Now if you want to check the drawer, that is when the distance sensor is going, sorry, it is going fast, then again some kind of alarm will be will be played. So now let us come to our main activity, that is activity indicator. Fine. So activity indicator, when you click on play, playing, it is already 0, so the no movement of the motor. When it is going to starting, see, it is taking half rotation and then quarter rotation. For example, now sleeping, it is taking half rotation, tinkering, quarter rotation. Fine. Again, if we go to studying, you can just observe from the motion of the movement of the motor. Fine. Now I will show you everything in the hardware.
So this is the setup of our today's activity. As you know that we have used all the 7 elements available in the Plasmo kit. Distance element, music element, color element, light, display, motion, and a motor is being fitted in that indicator. Okay, so let's start with the first activity. I'm going to enable the alarm now. And as you can see, a lock is being displayed in the display element, and when we are opening the drawer, see, the alarm is being played, and when I am moving the door, see, because a motion sensor is fitted there. So now I am disabling the alarm, and as you can see, a smiley is being displayed there, and when the color sensor is sensing the darkness, see, the light is turned on. But if I have to turn off the light, I have to use this button in the app. Now let's come to the activity indicator, which is the main activity of today. So when I am going to click on sleeping, for example, now see the indicator is. So now when I am going to click on, for example, playing, see the indicator is displaying here that it is on the playing mode. Next, for example, I will go on again sleeping, sleep, then studying. Hope you like this activity. Thank you.